start with the first agent, which is nothing but from prototypes to agents with ADK. So I have finished all of this, and then yeah, all of this is also done. Set up my project too, and then this is a prototype that I have tried over here. You can see that the previous image that I had given was without any hanging lights, and then I prompted to add some flat and circular lights. So this is the regenerated image. So this is done, and then this is where I set up the virtual environment and all of that. This is my project structure. This is the source code that we had to get from GitHub, and then this is how the data flows. And then for the model setup, I had to get an API key from my Google AI Studio, and I had to put that in the environment. And then yeah, these are all the variables that are required. And then this is how we run the agent. I kind of ran it only on the terminal. Then this is a prompt. These are the expected results, and then I think after that we just clean up, and yeah. So let me just go through my project and my flow right now. So this is my init.py, and then I have all of my environment variables. I'm not going to show them because I do have my API key. And then this is my agent.py. So this is where we're getting all of the variables from the env file. Yeah, so everything else, yeah, this is how, what is expected from the proposal. That is a sample proposal. Then we also have the requirements over here, and then I did run it, which I will continue. Yeah, that is all about the first one, and then I'll just continue with the results. As you can see, we got all of the code working, and we just have to give the user prompt. So I'm just gonna copy the prompt from here, and then let me just paste it here, enter. Then we wait, just wait for the reply. So as you can see, we did get a reply saying the proposal document for your kitchen remodel has been created and uploaded to this cloud storage bucket. So let's go and check there. So this is my cloud storage bucket, this is my project, and then this is the document. So let me just download it. Yeah, so you can see all of the proposal document that is there. House owner, just random details, contractor, what is the scope of the work, what is the proposal price, and then all of the phases that your work is divided into, and then if there's any change, and then what is the timeline that the work should be completed in, and then permits, insurance, warranty, etc. So yeah, this is all about the first agent that we've done, which is nothing but from prototypes to agents with ADK. So as you can see, this is what we've done till now, and then next, yeah, so all of this we got, but we got as a PDF file. And then next I'm just gonna delete the project, and then yeah, we'll be done. As you can see, I just created an agent, and then I'm running the agent on the web UI. So this is where I'm running it. I open this part, and then hi, how can I help you today? What is the weather like in Milpitas? Okay, I think that is not gonna work, so let's just do something else. Let's see if they have any examples. Paraphrase. Project. Okay, so I think we just got the reply for the first answer too. So it doesn't have live weather access, which makes sense. And then I just gave a random sentence and asked it to paraphrase, which is working well. So yeah, this is about the first part. Let's see. So we're done till here. Let's go to the next part now. So this is where I'm building AI agents with ADK. So all this we've done already. This is the introduction. So these are the three categories of tools that are offered by ADK. And then I just created my base agent over here, and then I'm going to continue with the current currency exchange custom tool. Okay, so let's continue with the custom tool for currency exchange. So the first step is I finished all of this, but let me just go through all of that again. What is the exchange rate from Singapore dollars to Japanese yen? So as you can see, we are using a function over here called get fx rate. Yeah, so this is the function that we define, and then these are the arguments and whatever we want to return. Then we updated the agent.py file to add that as a tool over here, and then after running it we get this as a reply. As you can see, what is the exchange rate, and then calls the function, and then we get the reply. And then the next step where what we do is we integrate it with the Google search part. So the next thing I asked was for the weather in Japan for the next month, but then it says I can't tell you because it doesn't have any tool related to that. So the next thing we do is like we add the Google search tool. As you can see, I have a Google search agent. This is the last part that we did, but initially I did add a tool for that. And then yeah, this is what I was getting as the reply. Let me just see so what is the weather forecast in Tokyo? Yeah, all of this is the reply, and it goes to the Google search agent. This is like a second part, and then after that what we did was we created something like an orchestrator kind of thing, and then the root agent like becomes the orchestrator or the router, which will route either to the conversion agent or the Google search agent. And then what is the weather forecast, and then yeah, so you can see the differentiation here. I initially did that, but let me check if I yeah, I don't think I have that. Yeah, I don't think I have that search, but yeah, this is what it was doing. So based on the text, it's either routed to Google search agent or the get fx rate agent. And then we also integrated with Wikipedia. That is the final thing that we did here. So this is what we do. We install, and then we created another Python file, and then in the Python file we did add the Wikipedia query run. And then after that, in the tools, I added another LangChain tool for the Wikipedia part, and then this is how we run it. So these three are the agents that we have, and then the root agent is acting as the orchestrator or the router. So let me just go through the Wikipedia. So this is what I gave, telling me about the history of Kyoto, and then it hits the Wikipedia call. Yeah, it hits the Wikipedia call, and then I got a reply saying, describing about the history of Kyoto. So yeah, this is all about the second part, which is nothing but second agent, which is nothing but building AI agents with ADK. Yeah, thank you. So this is the third part of my project, where we have to build a travel agent using MCP Toolbox for databases and ADK. So the first thing is nothing but we do have to need some idea about how the agents are like developed and etc. And then in this we're also going to be we'll be doing provisioning and populating a Cloud SQL for Postgre database with sample data, setting up the MCP Toolbox for databases for the Cloud SQL for Postgre database instance, designing and developing an agent using the ADK to answer user queries, testing out the agent and MCP Toolbox for databases in the local environment. And then this is an optional step, so let's get started. So the first thing that we did was like setting up the project and then enabling all of the APIs. And then after that, we need to create a cloud SQL instance. So this is the command for that. And then my instance is called like the hotel AB instance. And then this is where my database is. This is the hotels table that I've created. It has 7 columns. So if I run this query, you can see this is all of the sample data I have inserted. So which is nothing but the next step here. So this is the table that we have, all of the columns, these are all of the rows, and then this is all of the sample data. And then after that, the next step would be to do the MCP Toolbox setup for the database. So Toolbox basically helps us build Gen AI tools that let our agents like access data in our database. It provides like simplified development, better performance, enhanced security, and also end-to-end observability. So these were the few steps that we had to do. Like I created a directory for MCP Toolbox and then exported, like it's for like support with the databases part, and then we have the binary version of the toolbox ready for our use, and then we're just checking if it is installed or not, and then after that we have to configure the tools.yaml file, and then this is the file content, and we also have to like replace our project ID over here, and then we run the MCP toolbox for the database, and then as you can see, if the port is already used, we just switch to a different port, and then we also get this output saying hello world. And then if we go to the if we add this to the end of the URL, we also get the server information. And then if you go to the toolbox UI and then check, we can see what all are the tools that are being used. So we have here search hotels by name and search hotels by location. So this is the output. Let me just show you. So this is the toolbox UI that we get if we put UI in the URL, and then if I go to search hotels by location, and then let's just see this. So yeah, and then search hotels by name. So let's just put yeah, so this is about that. And then after that, the next part is integrating the MCP toolbox with the Gemini CLI. So this is nothing but we are going to integrate that instance, whatever is there, with our Gemini CLI project, and then let us try whatever we did with 2 of these prompts. Yeah, so this is the part where I integrated with the Gemini toolbox. So as you can see, which hotels are there in Basel, and then it goes to the search hotels by location, triggers that, and then checks location as Basel. And then I found, this is a reply which says I found 3 hotels in Basel: Holiday Inn, Hyatt, and Hilton. And then the next prompt is which hotels are there in Basel, and then yeah, so this is the first one. Sorry. So the second question is tell me more about the Hyatt Regency, and then it says it's an upper scale hotel in Basel. It's currently booked from April 2nd to April 28th. So this is about integration with the Gemini CLI. And then this is nothing but writing our agent with the ADK. So we just have to add ADK and then create the agent app, and then make a few modifications to the agent.py file, and then I tested it locally. Yeah, I tested it locally over here, and then also like I ran the agent from the UI. Yeah, so from the ADK. So the first thing I gave was tell me a few facts about India, which it replied to saying I'm designed to answer questions about a specific city. India is a country, not a city. So therefore I cannot provide facts about India, which is good. And then I just gave it another prompt saying tell me a few facts about Hyderabad. and then it says City of Pearls, home to Charminar, Biryani capital, Golconda Fort, and also the IT hub is like a major scene over here. So this is till here, and then we're going to continue with connecting our agent to tools. Coming to the next part, which is nothing but connecting our agent to the tools. So we have to first modify the agent.py file to load all of the tools that we have here, and then in the separate terminal where our MCP Toolbox folder was as the path, we have to run this command to start the server. And then after that, in the my agents folder, which was hosting the agent, we should run the ADK run hotel and then the agent's name, and then this is the output for that. Let me just show that to you. So first thing is we are running this server. We're running the server here. This part for the server, and then this is where we're running the hotel agent app, as you can see. And then the first thing is I would like to search for hotels, which was given. The first thing that I sent was, what can you do for me? And the agent replied with, I can help you find any hotels by location or name. How would you like to search? And I said I would like to search for hotels, and then it said by location or by name, and then I said a specific city, which is nothing but the location. And then the agent replied with, great, what city are you interested in? And I gave Basel. And then here are the agent replied with, here are some hotels in Basel, ordered by price from least to most expensive. And then least expensive would be Holiday Inn, and then Hyatt, and then the top the top costing one would be Hilton Basel. So here what we notice is that the agent is now utilizing both the tools that we configured in the MCP Toolbox for databases, which are nothing but search hotels by location and search hotels by name, and it provides the correct options to us. It is like able to retrieve seamlessly all of the data that we have in the PostgreSQL instance database and formatted the response according to how a user would like to see the response. And then this is the end, and then there's also a deployment thing, which I'm gonna skip because it is optional. But then I think this is also pretty simple, where we just export and then enable the APIs and then give all of the policies, and this is we're just giving a container image for the toolbox, and then this is the deployment part for the Cloud Run. And so if you go to the URL, then it should show the hello world message. And then this is how we initially we were using the 5000 port, but because we gave the URL somewhere here, it is going to change to that. And then this is how we run it. And then this is something that we did previously too. So and then the next part will be like just cleaning up. Thank you.